Australia bowled India out for 155 to claim a thrilling fifth-day victory in front of a record Test crowd on Monday in the fourth Test of the Border-Gavaskar Trophy series at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Australia's 184-run victory gives the home side a 2-1 advantage ahead of the fifth and final Test of the series, which is scheduled to start on January 3rd at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Set a target of 340 which they were to chase down in 92 overs, India survived for 79.1 overs, with Australia set to take the second new ball in the following over. But the visitors collapsed after tea on Monday, losing 7 wickets for just 43 runs. It is a result that dents not only their hopes of retaining the Border-Gavaskar Trophy, but their chances of making the World Test Championship final in 2025 as well. Mathematically, India are not yet out of the reckoning, but they will need to hope that certain results go their way if they are to somehow make it to the summit clash. The first thing that India must do is win the final test of the series at Sydney. Should India lose the fifth test, then they will be out of the reckoning. Even a draw would not be enough for India. Should they either lose or draw the Sydney test, Australia will qualify for the final, as even a 2-0 series loss away from home to Sri Lanka would not dent their percentage points enough to dislodge them from their second spot. And if India win the Sydney test, their qualification would be dependent on Sri Lanka getting a positive result against Australia at home. India would need Sri Lanka to beat Australia by at least a 1-0 margin. South Africa had done the unthinkable and qualified for the World Test Championship final set to be held in 2025, thus becoming the first team to punch their ticket to Lord's for the summit clash. Kagiso Rabada and Marco Jansen hung in against the relentless fast bowler Mohammad Abbas for a tense 2-wicket win in the first test on Sunday, and thus sealed the Proteas' place in next year's WTC final. South Africa had started this particular WTC cycle with a loss against New Zealand, but since then the Proteas drew 1-1 against India and then went on to beat the West Indies, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to stay on top of the table. And as things stand, India's chances of making the WTC final are not very good, and it would be a major blow to the Indian team given that they have competed in both editions of the WTC final to have taken place thus far.